journey of what I'm doing before I start doing it. And okay, so for anybody who is familiar with for anyone who is familiar with what's going on with chickens and eggs and everything right now, everything the egg prices are skyrocketing. And I just went to order meat chickens for like, you know, this spring. And there are no meat chicks available until July. Like, if you go on to any of the hatcheries, they're all sold out. And I'm sure that I can still get some from Tractor Supply when the time comes because I'm pretty sure that they have like set amounts that they're contracted with. But the fact that all of the hatcheries are sold out is kind of crazy. So that's the one thing. The other thing, um, that I don't really like about the meat chickens, and I've only raised them once, so I'm not an expert by any means, but the idea of having to be dependent on a hatchery in order to do it, like, I can't raise my own meat chickens in order to have the kind of meat chickens that I want. You have to get the Cornish cross, and you have to get them from a breeder, and there's a really complicated breeding process. So, um I guess this video might be a little deceiving here because anybody that's coming to this channel and seeing AI is thinking like artificial insemination, but I'm actually talking about ChatGPT. So I'm going to, and like before you judge me or whatever, like I just want to see how this works. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking like, okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. Like I know you can eat any chicken, right? But there has to be a better way to breed a better chicken, like a chicken that's not going to take a super long time to get to a decent weight, and it's not going to be super tough because it's going to be super old. And you know so I actually asked ChatGPT, I want to show you this and make sure you're following so that you can see and kind of follow along on my journey and see how well this works. So, and I'm not a chicken expert, I have chickens, right? I'm not going to consider myself an expert by any means. Okay, so I went and I asked ChatGPT, I'm looking for a breed of chicken that is best used as a meat bird. They butcher quickly and they breed true. So I had actually called the hatchery for Red Rangers or Freedom Rangers because I thought that I would be able to go and get some Freedom Rangers and keep Freedom Rangers and just breed Freedom Rangers and use those. Unfortunately, according to the hatchery, the Freedom Rangers have a dwarf gene in them, and 20% of the birds that you hatch, they're going to breed with this dwarf breed prevalent if you try to breed them outside of their breeding program. So that means that that's not an option for anybody who is looking to breed meat chickens. So, um, so they're saying the breast goes 16 to 20 weeks to butcher weight. Dark Cornish fit are 16 to 20 weeks. Delaware 14 to 16 weeks. And Delaware is the one that I've heard of before that people say is a really good meat chicken, that and the breast. Um White Rock, or Plymouth Rock, Freedom Rangers, but then I, went back and I told them, I was like, "Hey, the Freedom Rangers don't breed true," because you always have to double check when ChatGPT says things because they give you wrong information. So, hopefully what I'm doing here isn't, like, super wrong information. Um, so I go on to ask them, um, some more facts about the different breeds. And I asked them about crossing them. Um, and let me go back here. What did I say? So now it's telling me that if I want to do a breast and a dark Cornish cross, it's going to be 14 to 18 weeks. Um, Pure breast is 16 to 20, and pure dark Cornish is 16 to 20. So they end up telling me that if I breed these, and I'm not exactly sure where it's getting this information from because I wasn't able to find any of it out there, but it tells me that if I were to breed the breast and dark Cornish, I would have a slower hybrid, 16 to 18 weeks. Um, Bress and White Rock is 14 to 16, Bress and Delaware is 14 to 16, and Dark Cornish and White Rock is, um it doesn't say how long actually. So, I ended up deciding to go with Bress and White Rock. Um, it says which cross is best for you. So, for faster growth, go for Bress and White Rock. Muscular bird, Dark Cornish and White Rock. Um, Long-term flock for meat and eggs, Bress and Delaware, and the best meat quality and sustainability, go to Bress and Dark Cornish. And then I'm asking what it would, dress out to for each one. So you can see here it says Bress and Dark Cornish is going to be 6.5 to 8 pounds at 16 to 18 weeks. We'll go with dress weight. Okay, so dress weight 4.5 to 6 pounds for Bress and Dark Cornish. Bress and White Rock 5.5 to 6.5. So that's our biggest one. Bress and Delaware 5 to 6. Dark Cornish and White Rock 5 to 6. And it came up with this little chart for me. Again, I have no idea. I'm gonna experiment with this and see what it turns out, to be, but, I have no idea. So, I wanna pull down here. Where's my okay, okay. I looked into how to do your own Cornish cross, and it's really complicated. So, um, I asked which should be the rooster if I do Bress and White Rock, and what it told me was a White Rock rooster and Bress hens are going to give you larger, faster growing meat birds. You're going to be 12 to 14 weeks to butcher weight, 5.5 to 7 pounds. Um, Tender but less marbled than the Bress, and you're going to get 200 eggs a year for egg production. This is good if you want faster growth and bigger birds, and you're going to get better egg production from the hens. Um, if you do the Bress rooster and the White Rock hens, you'll get 14 to 16 weeks to butcher weight, which is a little bit longer. Um, Dress weight 5 to 6.5 pounds, which is a little bit smaller, but pretty much the same actually. Same thing with the eggs. So I decided I'm gonna do White Rock roosters and Bress hens. I want you to follow me when I get this. I'm gonna be getting them in April, and I'll go through the whole thing, just like I did with the Cornish. I'm going to weigh them, the hens and the roosters. I am going to, also keep track of my F1s and F2s and see how it all works. I did not see anybody who's actually done this. I have not been able to find anything. I've only been able to find things about Bress, and White Rock. I've never been able to find anything about the crosses. So I'm going to use ChatGPT here to see if I can find a more sustainable bird. Because to me, 14 weeks is a lot better than 16 weeks, and they're pasture friendly. Or 14 weeks is better than 20 weeks, and they're pasture friendly. They are going to be uh, better than more sustainable because I can hatch the eggs myself. I can throw the eggs in the incubator and have them when I want to have them instead of just going to the hatchery and having to rely on the hatchery. And this is not the first time that I've had a hard time finding meat birds when I wanted them. Last year when we were going to do them, we actually did them as a birthday present for one of my daughters, and it was really hard to find, the Cornish. So if we can create something it's gonna be a cross, but it's going to breed true, and it's going to go faster and, just be big, hardy birds, and let me know, please, somebody let me know if you've done this before because I have not been able to find anybody that has done this. Um, but I just used ChatGPT to kind of figure it out here. So, um I just pulled up here. Okay, so then it also says, you can do, the Bress rooster and Delaware hens. Um, I'm not doing Delawares, so I'm gonna do a White Rock rooster and Bress hens. Um, I will have some. I got the breasts are straight run, so I will have some breast roosters too. So I will be able to actually weigh out the originals, the F1s, the F2s. Like I will be able to weigh out the live weight and the dress weight of each generation to see if it actually like how long it takes to get them up to a certain weight and how well they taste as well. Um but, if you wanted to do something different, you can just ask ChatGPT these same questions. Um, so I'm doing if you wanna do, like, a breast rooster and a Delaware hen, it says the growth weight will be 14 to 16 weeks, 5 to 6.5 pounds. Delaware rooster and breast hen, 12 to 14 weeks, 5.5 to 7 pounds. Um, that's actually a really hold on, 12 to 14 weeks, 5.5 to 7 pounds. Um, 12 to 14 weeks. Maybe I got the wrong kind of roosters here. Hold on. What did I say here it was? 14 to 16 weeks. Um, for my breast and white rock, 14 to 16 weeks. Okay, so this is the same thing. Okay. Um, so white rock and Delaware, 14 to 16. So Cornish cross. Okay. So 12 to 14 weeks for the right white rock and breast hens. So maybe maybe that's oh wait, that is the one that I'm doing. That is the one that I'm doing. What am I doing here? Um 14 to 16 weeks. I thought I just saw something lower than that. Hold on a second. 14 to 16. Oh, 12 to 14 weeks. Maybe I should have done that one. Breast hens and Delaware roosters. Um Maybe I'll do a separate thing and see how a Delaware rooster does with breast hens. If it's gonna be 12 to 14 weeks, 5.5 to 7 pounds, and these ones are breast rooster oh, no, hold on. That was backwards. I'm doing a White Rock rooster. Okay, 5.5 to 7. White Rock rooster, 12 to 14 weeks. Okay. Okay, it's actually the same thing. So the Delaware rooster is the same, so, like, 12 to 14 weeks. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna check this out and see how it works, and I kinda wanna document it along the way here. It says, "White Rock and breast hens is a good choice because you're going to be getting 12 to 14 weeks instead of 16 to 20 weeks. Your dress weight will be 5.5 to 7 pounds, which is going to be larger than the breast. More breast meat because White Rock genetics add a broader breast and a larger overall side. You'll have some marbling from the breast but in the marbling's really gonna come on how you feed them too. So, a hardy, sustainable flock, and it will breed true. So, you'll be able to hypothetically, I'm gonna test this out and see how it works, but you'll be able to theoretically, have, uh, your own, um, breast rocks. I don't know what we're gonna call them. They're little rocker chicks. We'll call them the little rocker chicks, right? Um, and then 200 plus eggs per year means that I could have them as egg layers. And then when I am ready to um, hatch some meat birds, I can grab a bunch of meat birds, right? Um, and then it has this little chart here that says the white rock rooster, that's a tongue twister, and the breast hens has a growth rate of 12 to 14 weeks. Um, and it shows you some of the different options here. So your uh and then your Delaware rooster, I think had a good cross too in there. Um, but I asked them if I'm gonna be able to tell the chicks apart because I got them from the same hatchery, and it told me that yes, I will. The white rock chicks are going to have pale colored legs, and the breast will have off-white, creamier, with, their legs will be like a bluish or grayish tint. Um, and it says I'm getting 22 straight run breasts and 3 White Rock roosters, and it says, it's a good ratio. Actually feel like I should do more than that, but, um 200 eggs a year for each hen. So if I have like 10 of them, that's a lot of eggs. That's a lot. I mean, most of them are going to be for eggs, but then I will also have my meat chickens when I want my meat chickens. Um, or we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's even worth it as a meat chicken, right? We've done Cornish before. Um, and so this is the setup that it gives me. It's walking me through it step by step. So the first thing is you're going to keep 3 white rocks for breeding and keep 10 to 12 of the best breast hens. So you're going to keep your well, it says best layers, healthy, active. They're not going to be laying eggs at 12 weeks here. And then you're going to keep 1 to 2 of your best breast roosters if you want some pure breast breeding. Um, and cull your extra roosters. By week 16, theoretically, I should have a strong breeding group of 3 roosters and 10 to 12 hens. And then if I want extra roosters, I can keep extra roosters. And then, um, so then I'm going to take you'll take 30 to 40 eggs, and it says breast hens will lay 4 eggs a week, so you can collect 30 to 40 fertile eggs in about 2 weeks. So in about 2 weeks, I will have so this isn't gonna be this year, it will be next year. I will be taking my 30 to 40, eggs in about 2 weeks. Within a month, I will have, about, like, 5 weeks, I will have, um, a bunch of chicks. Um and then, um, by June or July, your first batch of meat birds will be ready. So by next June or July, I will have if I start this in the spring, by next June or July, I will have my meat birds. I'll have 20 to 30 meat birds. Um, and then I can do another batch. So we'll see how this works. Um, I have no idea how this is going to work, but I'm telling you that I am not happy with having to, um, I don't like the idea that I can't breed my own because chickens are so easy to hatch and I have an incubator. So I want to try this out. I'm going to have to keep them separate from my other birds. But yes, completely self-sustaining. Um, 40 to 60 birds a year. I could have more than 40 to 60 birds a year if I wanted them. 2,000 eggs a year for hatching and eating. Um, and it says by the 3rd generation, they should be breeding true, but it depends on how selectively you breed each generation. So it says for your F1, you're going to have variations in size, growth, and meat quality. For your F2, some are going to lean more towards the white rock, others will lean more towards breast. By F3, these birds are going to be more stable in size, growth rate, and meat quality. And by F4, they should be breeding true to fast growing, well muscled, and self sustaining meat birds. Um, I mean, they're going to be breeding true if I um, do the breeding program the right way, right? Um, so I wanted to break it down per cost, to see if it was going to be worth it. So on this is where okay. So this is the breakdown of costs. So it says your chick costs for Cornish cross buying every year are $2.50 to $4 per chick. It is $3.99 or $2.99, $3.99 at Tractor Supply where I am. Um, your butcher time is going to be 6 to 8 weeks, 12 to 14 for my rocker chicks. And then it basically says Your Cornish cross is going to be a total of $750. This is for 50 chicks. Um, to 1250. And your White Rock would be 375 to 600 for your 5-year cost. So you save money, but then I feel like I actually had them redo that chart. Maybe I don't have it here. Oh, here we go. So I said, let's redo this short term versus long term. So chicks are $399 for Cornish cross for the original breeding stock. It's $211 for 3 White Rock and 22 breast straight run. So they brought it down here and got the comparison. The new comparison chart says year 1 for Cornish you'd be spending $359.50, and you'd be spending $431 for this. But by year 2, your total has gone down significantly. Now keep in mind year 1, I'm not going to be butchering the majority of them that I got because they're breeding stock. So I'm going to probably be getting some Cornish cross if I can too. But I mean, you can see here that your 5-year total here is significantly less by having your own. You get about $500. So like you're saving like $100 a year, give or take. But yeah, you're only spending the feed costs and you're getting eggs while you're out of it too. So which I mean, I just saw a dozen eggs. This is nuts. I just saw a dozen eggs go for $14 at the auction. $14 for a dozen eggs at the auction. It's crazy. Um, and then I'll be able to hatch eggs when I want to instead of having to drive all over looking for a hatchery that has eggs what I want to do of. Okay. So I know that a lot of people are very, very, very much against ChatGPT. I use it for my business, not this business, but another business that I have, and I absolutely love it. So I love it for that. I figured that I'd try using it for this part of my life. Um, there are other things I'm gonna try, so I'm gonna be doing like an AI garden. That sounds so stupid, but I'm gonna be, like, creating my garden plan with it too. I know that I've always wanted to do a Three Sisters, and I'm gonna do that too, this year. I keep saying that. I keep wanting to do a Three Sisters. But if you're not already following me, make sure that you're subscribed because I will update you on the rocker chicks when they come in, how they how they weigh out. I will try to get some Cornish at the same time, but most likely I will not be able to because let me see here if I can show you. So like we'll go into McMurray Hatchery, right? I'm gonna show you this. This is really crazy. So if you go into McMurray Hatchery, you go into your Cornish and wait, no, I want Cornish cross. Where am I at here? Okay. And this is just one of the hatcheries. But if you go into Cornish, and you go to order, the availability for them, you're looking at there's no availability, none until June. There's 99 female. And then October, you've got 2 hatching dates out of the entire season. And all right, well, I'll end this now.